Let's talk about slant. Slant to me is just a monster. It takes the most teaching, but once it's taught, it's a deadly play. And we call it probably more than any of our stuff other than stick. And the way we read slant is we read slant, slant, shoot. It is a mirrored route, so we're going to run a slant shoot or a slant arrow on both sides. We always read the slant from the short side to the wide side. Okay, so if we want him to start on his left, we'll call 67. If we want him to start on his right, we'll call 66. Okay, so if we call 66, he's going to look right, then left, left. Okay, so that means, he'll look at the right slant. If he doesn't like that, he'll come back to the left slant and then to the shoot. The reason why we do it like that is we don't want him to throw arrows into the boundary, and they'll do it all the time. So if we throw the arrow, we want the arrow to go to the field. So like I said, ready from the short side to the wide, finding the window against zone, run versus man. So if it's zone, we want to run in there and sit down. If it's man, we want to go ahead and run through. If you know you're getting man, you can give the quarterback a lock call, which tells him right now that everybody's running through no matter what. It's a kind of a guessing game. We don't really do that a lot anymore. We used to back in the day. There's some great tags off that, and I'll show you a couple. We have some pumps and some wheels where we kind of run a sluggo or a wheel route with the arrow guy. And it just, like I said, it's such a good play. So, here's kind of the diagram. You can see what we're talking about, where this guy's going to come in and sit. This guy's going to come in and sit. And so what we teach them is on that, we want to run a 3-step slant. Okay. We want them to come inside, and the first window they can find, we want them to sit in. Okay. If we're in trips, we're going to run two slants and an arrow. The inside slant, we never throw it. Tell your quarterback to leave that one alone. It's just not good. All right, so here's some 7 film, and then we'll look at some 9 film, and you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so here's the first one. He can almost just run through the window. So you can kind of see he's peeking. This is a 7 call, so we're for us or 66 or 67. I'm sorry, 67. He's going to look to the left right now. He likes the first slant, so he never goes to the second one. And he just sits it in there and throws it. No big deal. Okay, here it is out of trips. We're looking. So you can see the windows he's looking at right here. All right, what's this guy going to do? If this guy widens, we're going to come in and sit down and replace right behind him. And that's what he does. And look what we do. Bang. You see how the kid goes in. That kid had 100 catches this year. He's a 10th grader. But see how he just goes in. He's just going to run under control. Okay, he widens up. I'm going to sit down. Don't run to your next problem. Okay, that's a great teaching point. He runs and he sees there's a problem right there. Slam on brakes, find grass, get big, play basketball. All right, if that area is open, then he can just keep on running through it like he did on the play before. Get run to your next problem. So he comes off his 3rd step. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, there's a problem there. Let me sit in that hip. And I'm just going to get a ball thrown in there, and look what happens. And I can tell you, I've seen many of them get busted, off that play and come across to the other side of the field. Here you can see it again. See how he goes into the second window this time? Let it play. That's a longer window. He doesn't sit. He sees that window. The window is in here. So he's going to run until he sees the window. Then he sits. He's going to gear down, catch the ball. Quarterback is taught that if he sees the back of the helmet of the flat defender, throw it behind his ear. So he's going to throw that ball right there, right behind his ear. As soon as that ear hole turns, he's going to throw it. Boom, right there. Same thing. And you can see just, it breaks down sometimes, but the guy just keeps coming. So that's throwing it to the left. Let's look at a couple to the right. So you can see, we're not just feeding it to our 100 catch guy. I wanted you guys to see this one, because this is how you run slant against press. Okay, we're going to do what's called a diamond release. Watch the release down low. He's going to outside release him, boom, come back inside, go and catch the football. Okay, that's a diamond release. So you teach this 3 kind of outside steps and then swim back inside. 1, 2, 3, boom. Here he comes, throws it in the hole. And then he goes and scores a touchdown. Okay, so that I really wanted you to see that piece there so you could kind of see how to handle press coverage. But that's just a great ball by the quarterback, and that kid's a pretty good athlete. He's a junior. He's coming back. All right, so let's look at a couple of tags off of this. Okay, so we have some wheel routes. We have some slant and goes, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we knew that the corner in this game, the corner kept running with that slant, even if we didn't throw it. And there was nobody left over there behind him. He kept running with the slant, running with the slant. So look where we are. We're on like the 10-yard line. So what do? We just run a wheel. So that's just 66 wheel right there. Okay, we just tell the running back, because he knows in trips, you got a slant, a shoot, and then you got a slant, and then he's supposed to run a shoot if he doesn't get a blitz. Okay, but see, we saw it from the box, and I told Coach Sal's, like, yeah, let's throw the wheel. And you can see Bobby just does a great job of pausing for a second and goes and catches it. He caught that ball twice for that in the same game. Here's the other one. It's later in the same game. See what they're doing? They're running with the wheel. And so if your guy on the box is smart, running with the slant, the guy in the box is smart. See there, they have nobody in the flat because we're in trips. So that's when you're looking at your formation. There's nobody in the flat while we're in trips. And so, boom, that corner kept chasing the receiver and nobody would stay there. So we called it twice. We hit it for a touchdown the same play. Here it is again. This is just wheel out of twins. And you can see this time what the slot does is he says, okay, if I get to there, I'm going to throw it, and then I'm going to stop and hitch up. And that's what he does. That kid is a senior. Both of our inside guys were really, really good. This is this is the pump. Certainty right here. Okay, this is our sluggo. So those guys, that safety kept coming down. You see number 8 right there. He kept coming down on the slant. So we decided to run what we call pump, which means he's going to run that, and it kind of got short-shotted on us. But he runs that slant on that 4th step. He turns and runs vertical because the safety kept trying to cheat it, and so then we just threw it up over top. Okay, so it's a real easy thing to do. You just kind of have to see what's going on. There's another wheel. So if you get good at slant, then you can do a lot of stuff. And they were trying to play man coverage with us because that number 4 was so good. And, a lot of people disrespected our slots because they weren't real fast guys, but they were excellent route runners and had, just ridiculous hands. So they were really, really good.